First of all, what do you expect from today's meeting with the president? What do you want to open as a topic?
I think it is right to end this important visit, meeting with the president. There is one more area, and that is the military area, which we paid great attention to yesterday with the president of the government, but which I would like to finish with the president. I think that this trip of mine is again a proof that it is possible to do politics on all four sides of the world, and there are huge opportunities and opportunities. I will be inviting the Vice President of the government and the Minister of Defense, Robert Kaliniak, to visit Armenia. Likewise, I am glad that in the delegation that was here yesterday with me, there were also representatives of two significant Slovak companies that work with nuclear power plants, and that is the private company VUE and the state company Javis, because we absolutely cover them here. They have an exact copy of the Yasov nuclear power plant, only in lower performance, and they have the same tasks as we do. And then, of course, it is our duty to change the structure of mutual trade. It is about 100 million, which is not a bad amount, but it is a bigger question of clothing, textiles. We have to get much further. So the meeting with the president will end it all. I am extremely pleasantly surprised by this city. In general, the people here are fantastic. A lot of Slovaks. I met a large group of people at the hotel yesterday and today who are probably tourists, but in general, this country leaves a fantastic impression on me. I will be very happy if the Prime Minister of Armenia visits Slovakia as soon as possible. But again, yesterday it turned out that some chemistry exists, so I think it will be a matter of a short time. But for now, I am going to live democracy in Slovakia.
Last year, Armenia also called on the Slovak Republic not to have any contractual relations with the Azerbaijani military side. Did you also solve this, or was it out of the question at all?
There are things where solid partners understand each other. Slovakia is a member state of the European Union and NATO. We are dependent primarily on our partners. The president will not hide it. He knows that I also visited Azerbaijan. Yesterday, I listened to every word he said at the forum. This is the Yerevan dialogue of the president of the government on the prepared peace treaty. They already have a peace treaty prepared. They need to sign it. There are some conditions there. Therefore, it is not our duty to interfere in this at all. On the contrary, we must let both countries reach this important thing to the very end. And I have to congratulate both sides that they got so far when it comes to a peace treaty. This was not the topic at all. We should focus exclusively on bilateral issues. And since Armenia is getting closer to the European Union, some steps have already been taken. It is also interesting how we look at the membership of the European Union, its advantages and disadvantages. I repeated the things I said yesterday in the opening, that it is an important area of life for us. But I will use this. I will just say one thing. You know, the policy of one single rightful opinion is as dangerous for Europe as the Third World War. When big guys like me don't realize this, we are going into huge conflicts. Because the sovereign attitudes of Slovakia do not come from our indifference or narrow-mindedness, sovereign attitudes come from the fact that we have our own national and state interests. Miss Editor, should I feel guilty if I say that it is a huge mistake to stop the import of nuclear fuel from the Russian Federation? Is that the fault? Or should I feel guilty when I said that it was a huge mistake if President Zelensky stopped the transit of gas through the country? Should I feel guilty, and can I continue in my statements? Let's not have these things. Sovereign attitudes of Slovakia come from the need to protect our own interests. We have been sovereign and solidary players. That is why I am surprised by these unnecessary strong words. And if someone thinks that it will work like this, that someone will say that it will be like this and not like that, Then what should we rely on for democracy in Europe and in the European Union?
What do you say to the words of Mr. Merka, who says that if we go on such a trajectory, I know, but specifically in Slovenia, on the sanctions and so on?
You know, this has been discussed many times. This is not the first statement. You know, often some big ones in the European Union say, no, 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 don't listen, we'll fix it for you. I've said it before. If someone wants to exaggerate the policy of one single opinion, that is, the end of democracy in Europe, it is as dangerous as the Third World War. I have nothing to say to that. It absolutely does not belong. If someone thinks that I am not allowed to give my own opinion now, he is greatly mistaken. What the Chancellor said is absolutely unacceptable for a sovereign country. Of course, we don't have as many inhabitants as Germany. We are not that strong. They may think that they will get rid of me in 3 minutes. But if I continue to do this to other countries, it is not good for me. Please go back to the first one. It is not a problem. Simply, we will say our opinions when we want to protect our own national interests, our own history. I will not leave this path. I simply do not have another option. And tell me where we have made some steps, where we have violated the rule of law. So where was the Chancellor in the years 2023? How can I ask him? Where was he? Where was he when people shut up and violated human rights in a style that Europe would rather close its eyes? Therefore, I am ready to have a normal dialogue when it is necessary. I will meet with the Chancellor, but if someone thinks that I am scared now, that I will change my mind, if everything is possible for me, then I want to go to Budapest on Thursday. You know that there is a conference of the SciPac. I want to have a serious speech on a given topic there, but a serious, constructive speech. It is not such a horror that, look, 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 you will not listen. What kind of politics is this? In the 21st century, you will not listen, but I will sort it out with you. And where have we gone? So, my opinion on this, I do not see anything like this in the practical politics of the Slovak Republic, which could mean a violation of the rules of the legal state. Show it to me. We close some media. In 2020, 2023, the media were closed. Were people sent to prison for no reason? They were sent for no reason. Some people died, and Mrs. Rektorka, they did not want to murder me because I did not bring my wife to anyone. They did not want to return me to other political opinions. So be careful. Be careful. We are all on a very thin line in this channel. So for me, it is a challenge, but I say it very faithfully. What the Chancellor said is unacceptable in modern Europe. Unacceptable. No one can threaten us here that if we do not listen, he will sort it out with us. I hope this is enough for you, such a statement.